Many of us have questions about who we really are.
Why do you need to know?
I just want to know where I come from.
I'd like to know before it's too late.
And what our future holds.
If you do have the gene, there's a 50% chance that your boy has the gene. Hello, Puppet.
Hello, Puppet.
Now, amazing advances in DNA technology mean those questions can be answered for the very first time.
I think everybody deserves to know who created them.
From our families...
I'm hoping to find if this is my brother.
...to our ancestry...
I was told that I was handed over in a pillowcase.
...to our health.
We've made him. What if I'm the thing that destroys him?
Working with leading geneticists, genealogists and doctors.
When I was born, it was really obvious I was not his daughter.
We're going to help people unlock life-changing secrets.
Everybody knew, and I didn't.
Through the power of a DNA test.
We actually got a very clear result.
Our DNA doesn't lie. But are we ready for the truth? We have found some living relatives. Around 1 million of us in the UK grow up without any contact with our fathers. 75-year-old Bill has never met his dad. Bill and his partner Julie are wondering if we can find any information about his dad by analysing Bill's DNA.
Hello! How are you? I'm not allowed to... I know, it's so bizarre. Hello, can I just have a soda water, please?
Yeah. I'll get this.
No,
No, I can't do that. Not done. I won't have it. Stace, I don't care.
How are you, Julie?
Thank you.
So how long have you been together?
35 years.
25 years.
35.
Yeah.
And we're getting married next year.
So, are you?
Yeah.
Oh my God, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's about time.
It is about time,
Yeah. So you've been together 35 years, you've got this amazing family unit.
Yeah.
Which begs the question, why now? Why have you started thinking, actually, I'd quite like to know a bit more about who my father was?
I wouldn't do it while my mum was alive, because my mum believed that my dad died and obviously would have come back for her. And I would like to dispel that.
So what do we know about your father?
What do we know? Very little, really. He was an African-American GI, and he came over during the war, and he was based in Leicestershire, and my mum used to go there with her sister, so that's where they met, and that's where I was...
Conceived?
Thought, yeah, conceived.
During World War II, 240,000 African-American GIs were stationed in the UK. Many had relationships with local women, which resulted in the birth of 2,000 mixed-race babies. Bill is one of them.
My mum was a fun, loving girl. She used to go to dances at the American air bases. And from what I gather, that's where she met my dad. He was a corporal in the US Army, drafted over here. He was a truck driver. He went back to America after the war and never came back.
The only information Bill has ever had about his father is what's on his birth certificate. His name, Wilbert Wy.
Did you ever ask your mum about your father?
No.
Never?
Well, because she married, and so I had a stepfather.
Right.
And it wasn't worth asking. I do wonder sometimes, why didn't you come back to my mum? Because my mum was really, I don't know, she she thought he would come back, to be honest.
That's heartbreaking.
I don't think she was ever the same person, you know, and I just know that she really cared about him and really loved him. So I just take comfort from that fact that my mum loved my dad, and I'm the result.
I guess the next few months may throw up a fresh batch of questions for you. Are you ready for that?
Yeah. Yeah, I am. And I've got a feeling that somewhere along the line there's somebody at the other side of the pond who don't know anything about me, and maybe they might be pleased to find out about me, because they love Brits, don't they, the Yanks? You know what I mean?
You might have siblings over there, Bill.
I just think in my mind, I can't be the only one. I can't. There's got to be somewhere, somebody.
To discover if he might have any family in America, Bill will have his DNA tested so we can start piecing together his family tree. Shuri King is one of the UK's top geneticists. A professor at the University of Leicester, she first made headlines when she helped crack one of the biggest forensic DNA cases in history.
Bones found under a council car park in Leicester are those of King Richard III.
I want to find out how Shuri and her team can use DNA to help people unravel their family secrets.
I think I understand the basics, but are you happy to tell us sort of in layman's terms what's involved when you're trying to figure out where someone's from?
So I suppose the first thing to say is that we humans, we are 99.9% the same as one another, no matter where you are from in the world. But what our team is able to do is we look at lots of little tiny genetic differences that we have between us. The other thing about this is that actually there are now so many people on these days. I mean, there's over 25 million people worldwide who have taken these DNA tests. And so the chances are actually pretty high that one of your relatives could be on one of these databases.
In terms of the people that have come to us and they're interested in finding out a bit more about their family, their relatives, how do you go about that?
Well, what we're doing is we're looking for people who share a high number of centimorgans with the person who's come to us. Now, centimorgans is basically just a fancy term for a unit of genetic measurement. It's a way that we geneticists look for people who share sections of their DNA. So such that they might be like a first cousin, a second cousin, a third cousin. And once we've found one of these people, that's where the detective work actually starts. Because we can talk to them and we can go, right, what do you know about your family tree? And we can also go through records, so we can go through like birth certificates, death registers, marriage registers. And then, as I say, it starts to allow you to kind of hone in on who your mystery person is, which hopefully will give the people who come to us their answers that they're wanting.
Yeah.
Today, Bill's meeting Shuri. He's hoping that her experience studying DNA may help him find his family in America.
Hello.
Hello. So tell me, what do you know about your dad?
Very little, really.
Okay.
I never knew him. My mum, she never spoke about him at all.
So let's see how DNA can help you with this. So I'm going to draw you a quick family tree. This is Dad, Mum. If your dad went back to the US and had other children, the family tree will look like this. So what we're going to be doing is looking for matches with people who share your DNA. And then it's a case of contacting them.
Yeah.
And hopefully by finding them, they can tell you something about your father. It's amazing, though, because this could open up a whole new chapter of your
Well, it could, yeah.
life.
I hope it does happen, really, because I'm running out of time, aren't I?
So obviously to do this work, we need to get a DNA sample from you. And the way that we do that is that we get a saliva sample.
Shuri will now start comparing Bill's genes against the 25 million people already on the network of DNA databases.
That's a little bit of me.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe, I've got literally thousands of these things.
She'll be working with a team of genealogists, social workers and counsellors to research Bill's family and support him throughout the process. But finding a living relative will all depend on if any of Bill's relations have previously taken a DNA test. As well as having the potential to track down absent dads, the recent popularity in DNA tests has uncovered a surprising statistic. Around 1 in 50 people do not have the biological father they think they have. 53-year-old Richard has recently discovered that he's not blood related to the man who raised him.
What a treat to come down here.
It's nice, isn't it?
Last time I visited Devon, I was 9 or 10 years old. Beautiful. So your father, the man that brought you up, you always thought he was your biological father?
Yes, yeah, but he was a very good father. You know, I had some very good times with my father and my dad, yeah. So as far as I know, he was my dad. He was smart, always smart. Ladies always liked him. Old Spice kind of stuff, you know, the old brute, you know, all that. Yeah, I remember that as a kid because I still use some of that Old Spice myself. Yeah, that brings back memories, yeah. We used to go to the beach now and again when he had a day off work. Just gonna have a little kick about along the beach. Have the odd ice cream and that, if you're lucky, come the end of the day.
After both of Richard's parents passed away, Richard was contacted by a man named Raymond, claiming that he'd been in a relationship with Richard's mother and thought he might be Richard's biological father. A DNA test with Richard's sister proved they were only half-siblings and that the man he always believed was his dad wasn't.
To find out my dad isn't my dad, it's a shock to the system. Now I'm like, all my life has been like a play. All the fond memories I had of him, it's just, it's like, did he know? I wonder if he knew. And this is where the story gets more complicated, because I thought, you know, that's it, it's just me and my sister, but now there could be more to it.
Richard's potential biological father, Raymond, is unwell and unable to meet him. But Raymond does have a son, which means Richard could also have a half-brother. Testing their DNA is the only way to find out.
When this guy said, I think I might be your father, how do you digest that kind of information?
I don't know. I really don't know, to be honest with you. So I'm really bloody all over the place, really, until I know for certain.
So you're now in a situation where you're 53 years old, both your folks have passed.
Yeah.
So you can't ask either of them many questions.
No.
And you must have thousands of questions. Does it feel all-consuming, this news that's been thrown onto you? Do you think about it a lot?
Yeah, when I'm on my own, I do. Plays on my mind. I know there's might be a possible brother involved there, so that would be interesting.
Do you want him to be your brother?
Yeah, it would be quite nice. You know, I've just grown up like with a sister, so it would be quite nice to know if he's a brother and that there. You know, go out and maybe have a beer or something, you know, and you know, have a little chat and, you know, chinwag or whatever.
I suppose this is such fresh information as well, right? So you're just trying to digest it all and...
Sometimes you wish it was a straight bloody road and then you might be better off, you know?
So, Richard, you know, in an ideal world, right, what are you hoping to find out?
Well, I'm hoping to find if this is my brother.
Yeah, that would be like the next step, I suppose.
Well, a big leap, really, isn't it, I would say. I think you should go and buy an ice cream, Stacey, as it goes.
I'll get us an ice cream. I can easily get us an ice cream.
Richard is hoping that by undergoing genetic testing with Chori and our team,
Come sit down.
they'll be able to discover who is his biological father and if he might also have a half-brother.
Richard, how can I help you? What would you like to know?
I'd like to know where I'm from, really, because I found out not too long ago that my dad wasn't my dad. So after 50 years or so now, I'd like to know who my dad is.
So the fact that you have found out that the person that you thought was your father may not be your father, you are definitely not alone. So my research has shown that historically you get higher rates of this happening. It tends to be in cities. Okay, so let's do your family tree. So you've got Mum and Dad, who is the question mark at the moment.
Yeah.
So the way you inherit your DNA, it's kind of like a pack of cards. So each parent has a pack of cards and they shuffle it up and they give you half. So your pack of cards is a mixture, half each from them. When you have a sibling, a full sibling, they do the same process again. So half of the DNA that you carry is going to be the same as your sister, which is why when you see siblings, you can see they're related because they share half their DNA. Now, you might have a half-brother.
Yes.
Okay. So when we are doing the genetic analysis, what I'm going to be looking for is, do you share about a quarter of your DNA with this person, which would suggest that this story, that they are a half-sibling, is correct. Have you met your potential half?
No, I haven't.
So do you know how he feels about this? Because he must be going through a similar thing to you.
Yeah,
I mean, he
wonder
must
if he thinks
equally
what's thinking.
wonder.
Well, the first time I heard about Richard, I got a message from my dad, which was just 3 photographs and nothing else. I looked at the photographs, it looked like me. So and I was trying to work out what was going on. A day later, I got a series of messages from my dad. The first one said, "Hi, Brendan. There is a good chance this could be your older brother. His name is Richard." I might have a half-brother that I haven't known about for 50-odd years. It'd be difficult to try and catch up, to say, you know, what have you been up to, mate? Even if Richard and myself turn out to be polar opposites, we're still family. I was brought up to never trust a Tory. If he turns out to be a Tory, you know, I'll even set that aside. I'll deal with that as it comes up.
I do remember that my mum had a photo of my dad. So when I had this photo, I used to carry it around with me all the time. Even when I was little, you know. I had it, and I lost it. That's all I had of him. and I keep having these flashes like that. Yeah, that's what he looked like. But I can't remember him in the flesh. You know, I can't. I sometimes wish that I'd have started earlier to find out things when I was a bit more healthier. Hi, Stacey.
Since they last met, Jory and our team have been analysing Bill's genetic code, trying to track down any DNA matches and find his family in America.
I'm really looking forward to see what Tori can tell me.
Yeah, we'll stay here.
Yeah.
And are you happy to go through and...
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
As a geneticist, I can actually tell you it was a joy looking at the DNA that must come from your father's side. And that's because it actually gave really quite clear and detailed information. Now, because it was from your father's side, I thought, well, I'll have a look at his Y chromosome type. So the Y chromosome, putting it really simply, it has on it the gene for maleness. So the Y chromosome that you get is from your father, which came from his father, which came from his father, so on back through time. So the largest number of people who are carrying this type of Y chromosome in Africa are coming from sort of Congo, Cameroon, so West Bantu speaking individuals. And for me, that's quite interesting because we know that actually that's where the slave trade really started, was in this area. So you are actually getting matches with people who arrived in the US in the early 1700s in North Carolina and Virginia. But it's likely what was happening was they were working on the tobacco and the cotton farms,
plants, yeah.
probably until slavery was abolished in 1865. You're then getting matches with people who we know moved into Texas in the middle of the 19th century. So finding those matches actually helped us to find even more information about your father and his family. So we know that your father was actually with somebody before he met your mum. And they had a child.
Oh.
This would be your half-brother.
Oh, well,
his name is Don.
Well, that's, yeah, I'm just, yeah, that's news to me, real news. Like, you know, I thought there might be somebody when he went back. Yeah, it's quite a revelation, that, really.
So Don's born in 1933, and really sadly, he passed away about 11 years ago at the age of 76. I know your big question about your father was why didn't he come back for your mum and for you? Now, even if he had wanted to come back and marry your mum and bring you over to the US with him, it would have been impossible for him to do that. Back in the 1940s in Texas, it was actually illegal. Interracial marriage was a crime in Texas in the 1940s. You know, people went to jail. I suppose the other thing to remember is that even if your dad wanted to marry your mum in this country, he would have not have been allowed to get married. His commanding officer would have refused it.
Oh, right. So it wasn't really a choice that he could make. Turi, I really do appreciate what you've done.
Take care.
Bye.
Be kind.
Surprise, surprise. It's about something that happened before my dad came here. Yeah. He did have a relationship with someone else, and he had a child.
Right.
Right?
Don.
Don, yeah. And
Am I right to show you a couple of photos?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bill. Bill, this is a photo of your half-brother. This is Don. It's your dad's first boy.
Pictures are like, they tell 1,000 words, really. It's just...
This photo here, this lad here, this is your uncle.
Oh, God.
So his nickname, wait for this, was Fireball Wiley.
Oh, yes! Man, that's... I can't think of a better name.
And really, it sounds like he was a bit of a pioneer. He was so good, right? There was another baseball team full of white guys, and he was the first African-American to be asked to go and play with them.
Really?
Yeah. Fireball Wiley, because he was so brilliant.
I'm just amazed that... Fireball, man. That is really odd.
There's one more photo I want to show you, Bill. This is a photo of your dad.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
That's real.
So we have found some living relatives in America.
You have?
Yeah.
And we've been in contact with them. And they'd love to meet you over Zoom.
Really?
Really, cousins. Do you fancy speaking to them now?
Now?
Oh, my God.
Oh.
Yeah, Fireball's daughters, so Phyllis and Regina.
It's just unbelievable, it really is. I'm nervous, I'm excited, I don't know, kind of sad too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All these years, you know, by himself.
Wondering, yeah. I can't wait to see him. And he's 70-something years old all this time. Wow. I can't even imagine what to say.
Oh, gee. Oh, that's unexpected.
Come in. Come closer. Hello. Hi, girls.
Hi there.
This is Bill.
Hello, ladies.
Hi. Hello. How are you?
This is really like something out of Fantasyland. I don't know, it's like magic. It's...
I'm Regina. This is Phyllis.
How are you feeling, girls? Were you surprised? Were you expecting a call like this?
I really wasn't. I just didn't know what to expect. I'm just still shocked, you know, and I just see the resemblance in Bill from my dad. He looks a lot like our dad.
Really? Fireball Wiley.
Yes.
Your dad, I am so proud of. If I was you, I'd be so proud of him, you know?
Yeah, we
Very
are.
proud.
We are, we really are.
I have dreamed about them. I had relatives, you know, but I wished I had relatives, but I never...
You have us.
I want to climb through the screen now and sit down there and talk to you, you know? That's how I feel.
I want to give you a hug, you know, I do.
Me too.
Yeah. And,
I don't know, there's such a lot of life that's gone by, and I'd love to keep in touch with you, you know? And
yes. Oh, yes.
If we could do that, I'd like to.
Hopefully one day we'll be able to come to London.
Yes.
You girls, we will be in touch. I promise.
Right. It's a great feeling, Bill. It really is. You take care, Bill, and we love you.
Love you too. Love you too, honest. expected it to get to this stage. I've got to say, Stacey, I mean, after all these years when they didn't exist to me, you know? Nobody exists in America to me. And now they do.
While DNA may be able to answer questions from our past, it can also predict our future. And medical advances mean that doctors are now finding ways to spot mistakes in our genetic codes, opening up the potential to do what was previously impossible, like detecting fatal diseases.
I met Rob, met him on a dating app. He properly courted me, and to be fair, I kind of fell in love with the little bit of chest hair that was there. Go, Kian, go!
She's the best person I've ever met, to be honest.
We got serious quite quickly, decided that we were going to try and have a baby. Then we were blessed with Kian a few months later. Everything was just perfect. It was just sheer bliss, and I felt like we were just totally untouchable. And then the bubble just burst. My dad found out that he had Huntington's disease. I think that's the moment where everything kind of just stopped.
2 years ago, Charlie's dad was diagnosed with Huntington's, a fatal disease. Passed from parent to child through their DNA. There is currently no cure for the 8,000 people in the UK living with the condition.
It was only until he told us about Huntington's, his diagnosis, that I started researching it more. As I kept getting more information about Huntington's disease, I found out that I've got a 50-50 chance of inheriting the disease from my dad, which means that if I've got it, Kian then has a chance of inheriting the same disease.
Ever since her dad's diagnosis, Charlie has been in limbo, trying to decide if she should take the DNA test herself.
Oh, you didn't do that. No, you didn't.
I'm sick.
Oh my God. No!
Hiya, you okay? Is this cute? Oh my goodness. How's things?
They're good.
Good.
They're good. You all right?
Hello, Poppy. Hello, mate. I'm Stacey.
Right.
How'd you do?
Hey,
Hello, mate. Oh, he's like you, isn't he? So how long have you two been together?
Just 2 years.
You got your little boy now.
Didn't think he would come as quick as he did, to be fair, but yeah.
The most beautiful surprise.
It is, yeah.
So your father, he now has Huntington's disease, which means there's a 50% chance that you may have it.
So my dad is kind of in this fortunate position at the moment where they've positively identified that he's got the gene, but he's not symptomatic yet.
If you do have the gene, there's a 50% chance that your boy has the gene.
I can always describe it as it's just a cloud, really. Like, you have your days, like Rob will say, I'll have my days where I'm totally like, Kian done this today. It's absolutely amazing. And that's, if I'm being totally honest, is I just get scared if we are one of the unlucky ones.
What makes this entire situation so unique? You've got so much to contend with and so much to think about. Your father's not well. There's a possibility that you may find yourself unwell and your child may become unwell.
Yeah.
That's a lot to carry around for both of you.
Yeah. I've been battling for ages whether or not to be tested. If I'm negative, I'm wasting so much time, so much positive time. And he is my world. He is just everything.
So sat here now, in your heart of hearts, do you want the test?
Yeah. I think you just feel a bit of a moral obligation to find out for your children.
How are you doing, Rob?
I'm doing fine. Like, it's not something we want, but it's nothing we can change. So, but like I said to Charlie, you just gotta enjoy what you got when you got it.
It's just knowing, I imagine.
Yeah.
You know,
I'd feel a massive weight being lifted if I was negative.
well, if you're negative, Kian's safe.
Kian doesn't have it.
Kian's negative. So the next few weeks, next few months are really crucial.
Yeah.
Life-changing, either way.
Yeah.
Charlie will now start meeting with doctors in the lead up to the DNA test that will reveal if she carries the mutated gene.
You're such a good boy. Good as gold.
I've asked if we can catch up again when she has her final results. But before Charlie is tested, NHS specialists want to prepare her and Rob for what the results might mean for their family.
Hiya.
Rob, are you aware how it's passed on in the family, or even how likely it is that maybe Charlotte's got the genetic alteration?
I was guessing it was 50-50.
It's a genetic alteration, a change, a spelling mistake, if you like, in a gene. Genes are the instructions which build and maintain our bodies. When we think about Huntington's disease, we think of three kind of main symptoms that people get. So the one which most people kind of recognise is the movement problems which you can get with it. The second kind of big symptom group is problems with mood. And the third kind of main one is dementia or memory kind of problems. Unfortunately, as you already know, there's no cure for it, which is one of the reasons why we have these very deep conversations about the process of going through testing for it.
And you can pull out of this process at any point. Until the point that we're actually telling you your result, you can pull out.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are very keen to take part in research and things because it's one positive aspect of something that you can't really control.
Like, my dad's very much like, go for trials, because the way he kind of copes with it is by doing that he's helping me and he's helping Kian. Having those consultations of what you could be doing now could mean that when Kian is older there could be a cure is something quite comforting.
You've talked a lot about Kian, your son. Is that the main reason for being tested?
Kian is one of the main reasons. The only thing I would love to be able to do is go, can you just tell me so I can plan? Because I feel like I deserve to know as his mum. I think that's what's important for me.
Charlie will now be tested for Huntington's, but taking this step isn't for everyone. About 80% of people in her position choose not to be tested while they have no symptoms. Most would prefer not to know the truth. Richard is still waiting for the results of his DNA tests that he hopes will uncover who is his biological father. He's decided to finally meet Brendan, who may be his half-brother.
Yeah, I won't lie, there's a little bit of nerves there, but yeah, quite excited. I just go with the flow when we start talking, I suppose. I don't know really what to say until I see him, so it's like a weird first date. I see him. Quite big, isn't he?
It's a beard.
He's got a beard, man. Oh, no, look.
And somebody that walks just like my dad.
Oh, mate. Now it gets weird. Nice shirt.
Yeah, nice beard.
Thanks, mate.
Good to see you.
Yeah, you. Oh, mate, look at these beards. Oh, yeah. Get well?
Yeah, cool.
Oh, mate. Yeah, I don't know, it's a little bit...
Like looking in the mirror.
Yeah. Good drive down?
Yeah, it was all right, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, sound, yeah.
Nuts.
So, what to say?
Hey.
How you been for the last 50 odd years? All right.
50 odd years, oh mate.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot to catch up on anyway.
God, tell me about it.
Yeah.
There is a lot. Nuts, isn't it? It is, isn't it?
It must be like for you, more of a shock than me, because obviously I know my family and where I come from and everything like that, you know?
Yeah. Well, I won't lie, I was quite gobsmacked, to be honest with you. It's say in your 50s and then bang, you get smacked round the chops with this, and it's like, bloody hell, what?
When I saw you walking up along the beach towards that bridge,
Yeah.
the way that you walked and the way that you moved reminded me so much of my dad. You know, it was like looking at him walking towards me. The way you hold your shoulders,
Right,
if you don't mind me saying, slightly curved back.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, I mean, like eerily similar. I thought, yeah, it's definitely
Oh,
genetically. There's definitely something there because I recognise that walk. If I'd put my cards on the table and I'd say we're related.
Related, yeah.
Definitely, yeah. If it turns out that we're not related, then you know they say everyone has got a doppelganger, and we've just chanced upon a doppelganger. Coming down here, though, when you was driving here, when you was on your way, how did you feel about it? And I was sort of thinking how different things can be in life, you know? All the times that we could have been there for each other have never happened.
That's exactly, yeah. You think, well, been all them years ago, then you would have been brought up together. You know, I obviously would have been older than you, wouldn't I? And
look serious, look like that, inquisitive. Hello, everyone. This is Richard.
This is Brendan.
Long lost brother, potentially.
The older one.
No big issue, thanks, mate.
No.
Richard's asked Brendan to join him for his DNA test results. Shuri has been analysing both of their genetic codes to determine if they actually are half-brothers.
Hello, mate.
all right.
How are you? We haven't met.
No, we've not met, have we?
If they are, it means that Richard will finally know who is his biological father, because it will be the same as Brendan's.
The plan is, Rich, you're going to go next door, have a chat with Shuri, and then are you all right to come back in and let us know?
Yeah.
All right.
Hello. Actually, your case turned out to be really complicated. It took huge amounts of research for us to get to a point for you. But I know that your really big question was whether or not this man who contacted you was actually your biological father. And he had a son, didn't he, Brendan? So the question is, are you half brothers? Okay, results. When we looked at your DNA, you didn't share a quarter of your DNA. And if you look at your Y chromosomes, they are totally different. So you are definitely not related. You don't have the same father. So I know it's not quite the answer that you were hoping for, and it's certainly not as, I mean, as a team, we would have loved.
Isn't it? This is completely different to any, oh man.
Not expecting this at all.
No. Yeah, I thought there was quite a bit of similarities here, to be honest with you.
I think that's the thing, though. The DNA is a poor reflection of that kind of emotional connection that you can get with somebody.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We've got more news for you.
Okay.
So the other thing, obviously, we were doing was we were looking in these DNA databases, and we're looking for people whose DNA you matched. So we did that, and we came across a couple of paternal cousins. And that led us to a woman called Ellen Charlotte Sell. She was born in 1912. She is your paternal grandmother. So we have got Ellen. She married a man called Alfred, and they had 5 sons. It's hard to say for sure, but after speaking to one of your cousins, we think that her 3rd son, John, is your biological father. He was born in 1946. Sadly, he passed away in his 50s from lung cancer in 1988. We can't absolutely confirm that he is your biological father because he didn't have any children that we can use to test your DNA against to be absolutely sure.
Oh, mate. Oh, I don't know.
It's a lot of information all in one go.
All right, thanks for that, Julie.
You're welcome.
Thanks. Right.
All right.
Hello. How's it going? Yeah, it's they've gone in with your dad's side. There's like DNA in there, so it'd be like from your dad, it would go in either side to us, but it's not.
That's a surprise.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So, what do you? I don't know.
How are you feeling, Brendan?
I'm feeling quite emotional. I'm a bit sad that we're not related. But, you know, I was hoping that we...
I thought we
were.
Yeah, I did. I thought we was
Yeah.
when we was... And then, grandmother, this is mine, she married an Alfred. They believe they had some five kids between them, and John was my dad.
Richard, I've got a couple of photos actually that I wouldn't mind showing you if that's all right.
Really? Okay.
Okay, so that's your grandmother.
Good God. And these are the kids? What was it?
That's right. And
Which one's John?
this is John. That with the dark hair.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, that's who we think your father is. John. Okay.
Well, I mean...
John. My name is Graham. I think that's your dad. It's a lot to digest, isn't it?
Right, Bram. Do I look like him?
I mean, if he had a shaved head and a beard, maybe he'd look more similar.
What's the plan with you two in terms of your relationship going forward?
We'll stay friends.
Yeah.
Keep in touch anyway, let them know what's happening. Like,
Yeah.
And do you know what? You two, you aren't biologically related, but there is a bond there, and you are fond of one another, and you have had a really great time getting to know each other.
Yeah.
But that doesn't have to change, you know what I mean? You can still be good pals and...
No. I can have a nice gin and tonic after this.
Double.
Kicking the bollocks, really. Well, I wasn't expecting that. Was not expecting that.
I'm shocked. I thought that this was just a formality. It was going to be a rubber stamp and that we were going to say, all right, welcome to the family. But, you know, just because it's turned out the way it has, it doesn't, you know, erase that sort of shared experience through this. And we'll stay friends.
He's a lovely bloke, this Brendan. As far as I'm concerned, we will always be brothers.
Going on a bear.
We're gonna catch her.
Big one. What's a beautiful day?
We're not scared.
We can't go over it. We can't go under it. Oh no,
We've got to go through it.
It's been a few months since I met with Charlie about testing her DNA for Huntington's disease. She and Rob are now waiting for her results.
How are you feeling about tomorrow?
Have you thought more about what your feelings will be either way?
No. Because mine's never gonna change. If you haven't got it, then amazing drumming. But if you have, then it's not gonna change anything for me whatsoever.
We've made him. What if I'm the thing that destroys him?
But you're not gonna be the thing that destroys him, Charles. It's not your fault, and it's, do you know what I mean? It's not like you chose to pass that on to somebody. And hopefully, if you are positive, 5, 10 years, there's gonna be treatments for it, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, there's always hope, love, as well. It's not always a negative thing, like, it hasn't got to be that way.
I just want to freeze life now and for it to just not go to a result, it not to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, just doing stuff like this, it's just a normal thing to do, and that's what we should be doing.
Exactly, and this is what I say to you all the time. The sooner we find out, the better. So we can all put some closure on it all and just get on with our lives.
Yeah. Ears and mouth and nose, head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes.
For the last few weeks, specialists have been analysing Charlie's DNA to see if she carries the gene that causes Huntington's disease. Today, she finally gets her results.
Do you know what? I think I'm more nervous now than I was going in to be induced.
3, 2, 1. Oh, that's it. All right, darling.
I feel so sick.
Hi, are you okay?
Hi. We've got some chocolate buttons to keep someone quiet. Actually, swap with me, Rob, because you focus. I'm doing that for him.
It's good news. Okay.
It's negative.
You're not going to go on to develop Huntington's disease.
Yes. That's amazing. I'm over the moon, I'm not gonna lie. It's been so stressful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, that's amazing news, Charles.
I know.
Take your time. You've got all the time.
Yeah.
What are you thinking at the moment?
I was so scared of us carrying on with our family and to know he hasn't got it. Huntington's does make you reevaluate life and to prioritise what's really important. So to be almost given a second chance in terms of just live.
You happy?
Yeah, yes. Definitely good news. Okay.
I just kind of want to just go out and just live. Hello, you sat down?
Yeah, why? Go on.
Kian hasn't got Huntington's disease because I don't have it either.
Well, that's brilliant news. That's brilliant news, darling, that is. Be happy.
I am happy.
Yeah, there you go, be happy.
I am.
Now it's time to start living your life again.
Yeah.
Negative, bruv.
You okay? How are you?
Yeah, we're doing great, really.
Yeah.
Obviously, we had the best news we could have had, which was a negative result.
Oh.
It's like Arsenal had won all their trophies that they could ever have won. When Bob had this reaction, he was like, kids in there, that just made our year.
Yeah.
I am so delighted for you. I can't begin to tell you. I'm so thrilled.
We're just so happy. Yeah.
One big step.
Where are you going? The park. Yay!
That's my dad, your great-grandfather. Yeah?
No, he
You
looks
think
like
he looks
you.
like me?
Yeah, he
looks
does.
Really?
You didn't even know anything about this guy? Did they know?
No.
Did they like speak in a different language, or was it actually? They
speak
American.
Just closer to mine.
So close.
Oh, mate. There we go, hole in one. Come on.
I'm considering turning pro, you know.